Morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Buck here with Olive Creek Outdoors. This is a lovely day. Can you hear it? It's just pouring down right. But I got a ride for y'all today. Boyd Duckett Silverado series. Did it get a bad rep or not? Let's say over the Christmas holidays, I bought me one of those for me presents, I guess. I did. And let me pull it out here. This is what it happened to be. 7-foot Boyd Duckett Silverado series. I didn't get to fish with it for probably maybe an hour, a little over an hour the other weekend. But just a little bit of short time I got to fish with it. I want to bring y'all my opinion on it. I've read all the reviews. I've seen everything about them breaking. And they're all over the internet. You can find them everywhere. It all started, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. I was looking for a spinning rod. And I had 2 qualifications for this rod. One, it had to be super light so I could fish with it all day long. 2, I didn't want it to break the bait. Now, fast forward, what I say, 2 years, 3 years later, I run 3 of them in the boat. I've got the 7-foot medium, spinning rod. I have the 610 medium casting rod. And now, this past Christmas, we got us a new addition to the bunch, the 7-foot medium heavy. Unfortunately, with this spinning rod, I did get a break. First time out, yeah, it was the first weekend out I went and set the hook on a fish, and I heard a pop somewhere in the rod. Call it the shaft if you want to, right up through here. But it popped right in this area right here. The fibers separate. Almost looked like you'd run over it with a car. Some kind of pressure damage is what it looked like. Can I hold that against the rod company? Or was it something damaged while it was on the shelf? Because I did buy this one off the shelf. Did somebody play with it in the store and damage it? I don't know. But I do know within about a week's time after contacting Boyd Duckett, or the company, I had a brand new spinning rod at the house. So that said a lot to me. That said a lot. I like the lightness of all these rods. I really do enjoy the lightness in every one of them. Even this 7-foot medium heavy with the reel on it, 1/2-ounce spinnerbait, I could fish this thing all day long and never get a bit of fatigue whatsoever. For that price range, to me, it's almost unbeatable. I fished a lot of more expensive rods. I fished a lot cheaper rods. Or less expensive, I won't call them cheaper. But for the price range and the lightness, it won me over. It was enough that I took a chance with. I took a chance of it breaking and a risk, and I've got 3 of them. This little thing right here, this 610 medium, this is my baby. This one doesn't come off the deck of the boat all year long. Well, I'll take that back. It did come off for about a month while we were perch fishing. Other than that, this rod's on there. A spinning rod, if y'all follow the channel a whole lot, you know I don't do a lot of finesse fishing. I'm not a finesse fisherman. But this rod does get a lot of striper action, perch action, and we catch occasional bass when we're out there, you know, fishing for those 2 species. But again, the lightness, the affordability, the fishability of them, I had to take the chance. I had to take the chance of whether they would break or not. The customer service I received from that one, as quick as they got it turned around and back to me, I can't complain about the customer service. I can't say enough about them, I guess, from my end. And I know I've read all the reviews. I've seen some people have had some really bad experiences with them. But from my experience, I don't think you could go wrong with these rods. I really don't. I may break one this weekend. But so far, they've been great. They have been great. This one, just, you know, running it through the test, this one has caught stripers. Because basically on this one, this is my jerkbait rod, topwater rod, anything floating worm, flukes, stuff like that, smaller crankbaits. Your 7, 8 foot, 9, 10 foot range crankbaits all through on this one. So it gets a lot of action in the summertime, because that's what we do a lot of times is fluke fishing. And then this is my #1 rod for it. setting the hook, swinging fish in the boat. I love it. I love it. This one, the new addition, you see what's tied on it. This is my secondary go-to bait. I love a spinnerbait. Lake Murray doesn't offer that a whole lot because of the clear water action, in my opinion. I like the spinnerbait in a little bit dingier water. Some people can throw them in clear, and that's for a whole nother video, but that's what this rod was supposed to replace. I broke dial for my old medium heavy, and I've been looking at this one. Probably this is embarrassing. I've been looking at this rod for about 2 years, playing with it on the shelf and leaving it at the store, and coming back and looking at it again. But that's what it's doing. Chatterbait, spinnerbaits, possibly spooks, topwater walking baits, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this early spring to get out there and start throwing this thing. The little bit of time I got to throw it the other day, it was unreal. I'm throwing a lot of 7-foot medium heavies, everything from Team Daiwas down to your Lew's, which I got over here now. And this thing threw absolutely awesome. The fast tip on it really helps the castability of slinging the bait. I love it. I cannot wait to get out there earlier this year. And then my spinning rod. Like I said, my spinning rod, it does our pan fishing. We caught some humongous shellcracker this past year. Probably into that 1.5 to 2 pound range. It handled it with no problem. Not one problem. Perch fishing, worked out great. I've caught some nice sized stripers on this. Caught a couple nice bass on this down there while we're dropping these lead spoons to the bottom. But that is primarily what I do with this rod. And other than that one misfortune that I had with it, that I say I really don't know why it took place. I can't blame it on the company or the rod. I can't say it was a defect. But it just looked like a pressure fracture in here. When I set the hook, it cut loose. But like I say, after contacting the company in a week's time, they had me a brand new rod in a cardboard tube sitting on my front porch. I've got no qualms with that. At that, guys, I'm giving you my opinion on these rods. You can read everybody else's opinion. They are light. I mean, that rod right there is super, super light. The density of this rod, I took a chance on it. Could it break? Yes. As light as this rod is, it feels fragile, but it is strong enough to take a licking. How much of a licking? I don't know. I'm gonna push them to the test so I can find out. I will fish with them and use them. I will not abuse them, but we're gonna fish with them and do what they're supposed to. Price range again, for 100, I think these are $99 and some change. Throwing your tax, you're a little over 100 on all three of these. It's money well worth spent in my eyes. I've got 3 rods right here. This one may come on and off the boat a little bit, the spinning rod, but the 610 and the 7-foot will be on my deck all season. As a matter of fact, this one's gonna get action crisscrossing between stripers with a double rig and getting ready to throw a blade on it here soon. But guys, that's my opinion on these rods. Take it for what you will. If you're looking at Boyd Duckett Rod Silverado series, I hope this will help you out decide whether or not you would like to purchase one. We are not sponsored by them whatsoever. I fell in love with them with this rod, even after it breaking. I really fell in love with these rods. And then when I got this one, it's been over a year on this one. After I threw a season of jerk baits and floating worms and flukes, that is the best feeling 610 rod I've put in my hand. And that's comparing them to the Light and Tough Daiwas. I used to throw those religiously. And that was a lot cheaper than those. Less expensive. Let's stay with the term, less expensive. But I really, this is probably my most favorite rod right now of all. This one's gonna get its chance soon. But guys, appreciate it again. Hope this video helps you out looking at rods. Remember, when you're buying rods and reels, go to the store, put your hands on them, feel them, play with them. Pretend you're fishing in the store. Get that full feel of that rod. Because no matter whether that rod costs $40 or $250, you need to play with that rod a little bit before you purchase it to get the best opportunity to get a rod that you're going to be happy with. With that being said, guys, hope y'all have a good weekend. God bless, and we'll catch y'all out on the water.